Wasting brain cells. What's going on? Good morning. We're just getting started on a Thursday, rise and grind. Honestly, I'm torn. Is Thursday my favorite or is Sunday my favorite? I can't even decide. They're both my favorite. And Tuesday is coming in for just behind, you know? It'll get there. It'll get there together. We can make Tuesday the greatest day of the week, but for now, it's the Thursday rise and grind, 6 a.m. bright and early. It's getting closer to summer, springtime now. The sun's like not quite risen yet. I think we're at like the dawn's early light, if you will. So, no better time to, claim the computer first, right? Anybody have to do that back in the day? You, if you sleep too late, you're gonna be last in line. That's how it used to be for me anyway. I had a big family growing up. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I didn't even want to look at those guys yet. It's all right. It's gonna be fine. Here's hoping it's gonna be fine anyway. I got suffocate up. I got anarchy up. Now let's suffocate this thing. It's beating my pet up. Not good. Anyways, no, no better way to get into the action than just accidentally diving on in. If I can stay still myself. My HP is it's lacking a little bit, 26%. It's not great. But that's suffocate. Anarchy. I want anarchy. Hmm. All right, good. Pet lived. Once you guard right here, all right, suffocate failed. I mean, hide failed, not suffocate. There we go. Kill it. Kill it. I think it's like 0%. There you go. So I got full credit for that kill. I got partial credit for the other kill. I could not break hide in time. I tried. But honestly, I'm probably lucky the hide didn't break because I would have had two frogs on me with 26%. Like, yeah, I got a rune 2 on. Yeah, it's a buffed 26%, but thought I was going to die there. Guess what? Not today. Not yet. Not yet, anyway. Um, Thursday Rise and Grind. One of my key parts of the stream, right? I gotta show off the mug. As we're doing some coffee and frog locks here. It's a Glurky mug. Shout out to Glurky. I want a Glurky mug. I really got it. Official. Um, we'll do a shout out to Glurky later. Still a little early. Let's get up. Let's get into it. Um, as I was saying before those frogs rudely interrupted me, I was just gonna peek. I wanted to see what these things con. Right, there was one here in the corner, and there was one pathing. But when I peeked, the one that was pathing was like right in my face, and I had to fight two. I wasn't ready, but two frogs down. Ruby is the victor. Ruby rot. So, you know, was med back up a little bit. Oh, you know what I did buy? Bandages. Let's get Band-Aid in. Better late than never. This is something I should have bought a long time ago. I bought it last night instead. So, you get up to 50% and then sit. Bind wound 7. Anybody remember how bind wound works? I think it's like skill divided by some number is how much each bandage heals, right? Looks like maybe divided by 2 rounded down, something like that. We'll see if I heal 4 this time. Well, I got the skill up. We'll see if I heal 4 this time. Still healing 3. Splendid Genesis, what's up? You're just in time. We're just getting started. I just took out 2 frog locks. About to hit 46. Get out of this hell level. Oh, it's going to be a wonderful morning. Got the Glurky mug. We're level 45.9. We're getting there. Getting there big time. Working on Bind Wound a little bit. Better late than never. 10 skill. But overall, having fun on the Enchanter. I played it a little bit last. If you recall, last time I streamed it, I was probably at like 80% at the end of the stream. So I got another half a bubble last night, just messing around. Couple quick little charm kills, you know? Nothing too serious, nothing too crazy. Well, then again, maybe it got a little crazy. When you're charming and charm breaks, it's chaos. It's just instant chaos. I didn't die, but I had a close call last night, and I had a close call this morning. It wasn't charm break, it was just peeking. I just wanted to look at a couple frogs, and they wanted to look at me too, up close in person. But all good. Major shielding. I'm just gonna stay as buffed as I can, you know? Every little bit helps. Alright, back to band-aids. Once Bind Wound skill is high, it's actually pretty effective. I only have myself to blame for it not being high right now. Hey, Winnie. Come here. Winnie, you want to stream? Come on up. Yeah. Come here. Little chatty cat. We're playing EverQuest. You love this game. Come on. Yeah, yeah. That's really her. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but she's screaming. What's up, Winnie? The way she like pops up, it's almost like it's a puppet. She's not my puppet. She's my little kitty cat. Good girl, Winnie. She's adorable. Winnie, how come Chester has a moat and you don't have an emote yet? You need a Winnie emote. What's up? Alright, I was binding wound over here. What's up? Bind wound 15, Winnie. Good job. I haven't gotten Chester to stream with me in like weeks. It's been forever. But you've been coming up all the time. She's gonna put her tail in my coffee. I gotta be careful. Right, Winnie? Is that what you do? Yeah, she's crouching on the mouse pad now. She's helping. Winnie, good girl. Be a little chinny Winnie. Your little Winnie chinny. What's up? That's her moving the mouse. Pushed it right off the screen. All right, we gotta make sure nobody sneaks up on us, Winnie. It's the PvP server after all. Once I hit 50%, I could stop bandaging for a little bit. But I don't know if 50%. Whoa! You okay? You fell. Come on back up. What you doing with me? All right. Okay, she jumped down. Bind wound 17. So let's see if how much I'm healing with the bind wound now. I'm at 62 after regen. I'm healing 7. So it's like divided by 2 and then maybe minus a couple or something. I don't know the exact formula, but I can make it up. I can pretend. Let's look. P99 bind wound skill. I want to read about it. I'll read it out loud to you. Okay, it takes approximately 10 seconds, they say. Bind wound heals 1 HP per 4 skill points at skill 200 or less for a max of 50 HP at 200 skill. Hmm. You can get different bandages from Cabalist, the Man-Eater plant salve. More expensive, but it heals +4 to +8 more per heal. That's cool. My max skill as an enchanter will be 100. So I'll be healing 25 points per band-aid. I was reading about Bind Wound over here. Man-Eater plant salve. You ever hear of this thing? They sell it in the newbie zone merchants and Cabalists, they say. They cost 2 gold, 6 silver, 5 copper. So I can heal for 29 to 33 with that bandage. Yeah. I didn't know. Casimo, this is new to me too. I'm not a Cabalist guy. Yeah. Ugh, I'm having mouse trouble. I gotta get it. Gotta find out if there's like a firmware update for my mouse or something. I've been having trouble with it. So it's like only moving diagonally right now. Let's see. I'm opening up Logitech G Hub, which usually fixes it. Well, didn't fix it this time. Hmm. I was kind of afraid of this happening today. And here we are. It's happening. All right. It's kind of moving again. Ugh. I don't know what's up with it. I closed the G Hub. Hold on. I gotta keep it open. Because I had it working for a sec, so I'm like, oh, I'm good. And as soon as I close it, it stops. It's happened to me Thursday on stream. I was playing, mouse started only going diagonal like this. Am I sitting? Ugh, hard to tell. Hmm. Luckily, I didn't just sit in med anyway. Well, I know what I'm getting today. Mm, man, come on. I'm gonna try a different USB slot, maybe. I don't know. That would be annoying. I call it a USB slot. It's a USB port, right? I think I'd rather replace a mouse than a USB port. Yeah, I think it's the mouse. It says firmware is up to date. That's annoying. Hold on a sec. Let me see if I have a backup mouse somewhere. I couldn't find the mouse, but I did find a cat. She's back. Hi, Winnie. What do you want to say about this? What do you have to say about this mouse situation, Winnie? Weenie, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about this mouse, Winnie? Like I don't keyboard turn. I use the mouse to turn. So like it's pretty important, I would say, for it to be working. Like I'm moving it around in a circle, but I'm only getting like etch a sketch diagonals. You know what I mean? Ugh. Winnie, keep an eye on this for me, okay? Up here, Winnie. Winnie, up here. Let me see you. You reaching? She reaches like claw first. So funny. Well, at least I'm getting HP while I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. This time, I unplugged and plugged it back in and it's working. I don't know why it took 8 tries instead of 7 tries, but that's, hey, we're back at it. Let's get while the getting's good, right? Still got Rune 2 on. Still got Sympathetic Aura on. I don't have Clarity on. Let's get that. Um, Geez, mouse move feels like it's moving too fast now. Hold There we go. Just had to change the setting. Okay. All right. How long since the last pull I did? I feel like it's been a while. Like I'm sitting here with my troll regen. Might get repops. Times it. Oh yeah, we're getting repops sometime soon, I'd say. Gonna wait for that before I even pull these next two. Eh, no. I'm feeling bold. I want to like make moves over here. All right, let's see what we see. Thanks for sticking with me during that little mouse trouble I was having. That was annoying. All right, pacify this one. Pacify the other one. All right, two of them are pacified. The one that's not pacified is the Pather. Right? Let's charm this one. Oh shit, we got Cynandel in the house. Shit, we'll just let it tear up that one, I guess. So I gotta ask Chill Logan about this next time I see him. I think there's a way to use the Membler portion of Mesmerize to take the full XP in a situation like that, right? I think if I Membler the target while the pet's not attacking, and then I can finish it with a nuke or something. Actually, Casimo, you probably know it too. Is that true? Is that how it works? Hmm. Pet's gonna need, need some help here. All right. Blast the pet. I don't want to lose my torch. It's like 8 copper. All right. All right. Can I finish it off yet? Let's find out. Not if I keep fizzling, that's for sure. No, he's trying to slide away. I thought I saw something down there. Yeah, glad it's Citadel, not somebody oppositional. Let's get a clarity for Sin. I do have a fresh Ajo. Well, it's not that fresh. I have Ajo. No, I got a new Ajo. Thank you. Now we're really just getting started. Should have some repops any second now. I'm glad I didn't wait for them, right? Cleared a whole room in that time. I know Sin will appreciate a sympathetic aura too. A little charisma, why not? All right, let's see here. I can't tell if that's Citadel glowing like that or there's a Ghoul Cavalier repop, right? With the Dark Reaver. It kind of looks like a Dark Reaver glow, but it could be something Sin's wearing. I don't know. I don't know the situation there. Let's see. I think so because I'd be seeing more glow over this way if it was a Dark Reaver. Yeah. Could maybe clear that room. Let's see what we see down here. Green Viz, Blue Wizard. Alright. Gonna go for it. I'm an enchanter, right? World is my oyster. Alright, charm the placeholder. Alright. Wizard's going down easily. Alright, can I... Uh-oh. I was gonna try to get fancy on it. I don't know about getting fancy. Oh, the other one already died. Okay. Hide fail. Hide fail. I'll get him. I'll get him. Uh-oh. What up? There we go. Now blast this thing. Just like that. Easy as pie. Let's get a big crack of clarity. That's pretty good. Shit, almost 46. It's like, let's see the rest of this room here. Someone gifted you a 2-month sub here, you didn't even notice? Hey, congrats. Yeah, the sub badge looks good on you. The frog lock. That's what's up. There we go. Oh, resisted my suffocate. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. What will you crack? Let's find out if I get XP here. Like this. I can't wait till I can use this Ring of Stealthy Travels, honestly. Alright, kill that. I'm going to refill my coffee. Be right back. I want a ding 46. Um, yeah, I guess Cracker's a little high level. I got XP from one of those, but not the other one. So, could be worse. One more kill should do it. I know where. Going up. Alright. I'm focused. Let's do this. It's the first two I killed this morning, right? The Viz and the Zal. One of them's green. I was thinking about nuking it, but no. I don't need to do that yet. Pet's getting straight whooped on. Um, kill the pet. I just didn't want to lose my torch. Now, as for what to do with this guy, we'll see. Words purification. I don't think I need that. All right. I have frog here at 68%, and I have 26% mana. That's not quite it. Let's see if I can grab a pet or something. Hmm. Might need might need you to help me on this one, crack. I'm in a bad place. I'd probably just mess this thing till it memblers if I was by myself, but since there's two of us. This thing don't like me. Wonder why. What did I even do? You can stash stuff on your pet, even multiple lore. Wow, I never thought about that. I've thought about storing, a lore item. I've done it before. I'm not going to tell you guys where, but I've stashed some stuff that I couldn't loot, or what I mean, stashed the one copy so I could go loot the second one and then come back and grab the other one. I think that's just a Chanther thing, but I didn't realize you could put multiple lore on the same. That's interesting. You did that in Velks, yeah, good idea. It's a good place to do it. I do it in Guck, time to time. All right, well, can't believe that one didn't ding me. I'm like at 101% over here. Not really, but I'm feeling ready. Feeling ready to ding. We're discussing possible other camps to go to right now since it's two of us. That opens some doors. And one other thing you might notice from since the last time you've seen Ruby, I'm a little bit higher on the charisma, right? A couple opaline earrings. That helps. Every little bit helps, really. All right, I got an idea. Passy this. Ugh, all green. I had a feeling the clay gargoyle one would be low, but the shoulders from Siren's Grotto are big. Yeah, I gotta get those. That's the water illusion ones or whatever. They seem cool. I like the way he holds the sword. That's really funny. 20 charisma. Oh yeah, that's huge. Absolutely massive. I don't know if I'll get full XP for this, but no, probably not anymore. If I'd gotten a nuke off. I'm just trying to beat the gargoyle up a little. Beat him up a lot of it. All right. Flippy Darkpaw, yes, yes. I'm so glad to see you. How you doing? Good morning. Grr, bark, bark, grr. Yep. It's a gucktastic day, but honestly, I was about to go head out to the Specters, um, just for a little change of pace. And Ding 46, finally, it was a hell level. So we dance, we cheer, we wave. Hey, good morning, everybody. Rise and grind, you know? Today's the day. Thursday, bright and early, you know? I'm glad you're all here. We're just getting started. That's, of course, a little inside joke because we're almost an hour deep, but it's true in the scheme of things. We're just getting started. I just refilled my coffee. It's a Glurky mug. Check it out. Shout out to Glurky. I won that. Official. Let's dance some more. Let's dance one more time. I love the dark elf emotes, right? Especially this one. Hey, if anybody out there hating, I got something for you. There it is. All right. Anyway, love this game. Let's get on to the specs. What am I? 43. Forget which words I need and which ones I don't. Let's loot this stuff and then get out of here. What's this? 68. Check out my sweet bind spot down behind the throne. You know, they don't like me, so I gotta be careful popping into a dangerous locale. All right. Oh, got somebody in the zone. 60 druid scan. Let me just Let me empty my bags quick before I go to Spectres. That's good. Level 46, finally. 45 took like multiple streams. But nothing good comes easy. You know, sometimes you really gotta clock in, lock in, rise and grind, whatever it takes. Hey, Flippy Darkpod, did you know that I'm doing a third stream every week now? It's on Tuesday, but we're calling it Tuesday. It's the Tuesday stream, and it's actually not EverQuest. It's pretty much anything but. But then again, I might play EverQuest on Tuesday sometimes too. I don't want to make too hard of a rule, but I'm trying to get a little variety on the Tuesday. But as you see, Thursday morning comes. I'm right back here where I belong in Ithiel Swamp specifically. Um, Now who knows where I'll be, but I'll be in game. Probably red 99. Oh, Dungeon Keeper. Yeah, maybe on upcoming Tuesday. I got Dungeon Keeper 2. I sat down for a couple sessions with it and I really enjoyed it, but I haven't touched it since. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones where I definitely owe it some more play. Until there's a ton of content there. Very cool. And ahead of its time. Like you play that game, you look at that game, you're like, all right, this is neat. And then you're like, okay, this game's from the 90s. You're like, wait, what? How? How'd they do this back then? Oh boy, I got all these words and pages on me. Hey, between me and you, I'm gonna put some on a vendor. I'll come back for them later, okay? I'm gonna do my research, see what I need. As long as I don't reset the server. I have my own little page and word Walmart over here. But no, as long as nobody else knows, it's our little secret. Don't tell anybody. It's a pretty obscure vendor that usually people don't look at, but I guess as anything's possible. Don't let anybody sleep on the night we invented Pogs. Yeah, dude, I used to love Pogs. That was amazing game. I like anything with a little built-in gambling. You know what I mean? Just a little, just light gambling for kids. Nothing too crazy. All right. Leaving Grob. I also have a spell, right? Level 49 pet. 49 is when I can get a lure. I gotta find a copy of that scroll. I might have one in a bank somewhere. Um, it's a research one. People usually want like at least 1K for it on the server just because it's so powerful. You want to charm stuff, don't you? You want the longest lasting charm, don't you? So it's one of those things you're probably not going to get too good of a deal on. But, like on blue or green, I feel like supply and demand keeps the price. The supply stays high. There's so many people playing, so many people researching. Palestine, what's going on? Good morning, rise and grind. Just getting started over here. Remember Surge? Oh yeah, dude. Surge was amazing. So they rebooted it a few years back. More than a few now. It was like a decade ago. And it was good. It was good, but I could have sworn it had a little more freaking zip to it back in our day. But I don't know. Maybe this because it was a pre-monster world. It was pretty extreme. Remember Jolt Cola? That was a I was a big fan of that. Not the taste. Oh, you're talking about Jolt Palestine? Yeah, yeah. So Jolt Cola, like the taste was honestly pretty bad, but you knew it was working. I was buying that at the local comic shop. Same with Crave. Remember the powdered candy and the vials? It was highly controversial because of that presentation. Um, you get all the good stuff at the comic shop. Yeah, Crave got banned at your school. Mine too. It created a little like black market for it. Tell kids you can't have it. You're just gonna make them want it more. That's the one thing I learned in those days. Jolt got banned nationally for a hot minute, maybe. I haven't seen it in a long time. Ugh, I could kind of taste it right now. It's like not a good taste. It's like really, I think you're just tasting that caffeine. I just like sprinkle a little in there. Grew up, became Four Loco. Yeah, so Four Loco, um, they had to change their recipe at one point, right? It was like too loco. They had to dial the loco back. All right. Well, now that we're here in the Firat, I'm gonna kill some specs. It was fun playing in Guck. Glad I didn't get killed by any frog locks. There was a close call once or twice. Um, but overall, it was a good time, right? It started at like 90%. We're up to full. You got thrown out of a less than Jake concert before it even started because you're completely blasted on Four Locos. Oh no. Gonna do a frenzy check? Yeah, no frenzy up this morning. Unfortunately. I did clear the assassin and the supplier placeholders and the cavalier placeholders. So there might be some stuff there later. Maybe at the end of the stream we'll go see what repopped in those spots. That stinks though. You missed less than Jake. Got kicked out before it even started. Oh man. I only saw them once, and it was pretty good. It was at that. What was the name of that tour? It was a really weird tour. God, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like the whole point of it was that it was like a crazy mix. There was the headliners were like Ghostface, Snoop Dogg, Less Than Jake, um, who else headlined that? I'm trying to remember the name of it. I saw him at the Meadows. It was you know what? That was the one that the other headlines were. What's the name of that freaking Lincoln Park and Corn. It was Corn, Lincoln Park, Snoop Dogg, Ghostface, Less Than Jake. It was a very strange mix of stuff. Let me look this up. Corn, Lincoln Park, Ghostface, Meadows, Snoop Dogg. I'll just type in a few keywords. Let's see what I get. Oh no. Project Revolution. It was 2004. We're talking 21 years ago. This memory is old enough to drink. Just about. because it would have been summertime. Who else was on this tour? Let's see. The Used. I almost said The Used, but I'm like, no, I'm mixing this up. The Used was there. Yeah, yeah. Good times, good memories. That's the only time I saw Less Than Jake. They did like a half-hour set. I think everybody did a half-hour set, you know what I mean? Because it was one of those one-day large outdoor shows. All right, let's see if I can give Crack a buff. Maybe augmentation, perhaps. One more time than you said. Well, they were good. They were really good. But as far as like Wave 3 ska acts, they weren't my favorite show. My favorite show was Suicide Machines. I got to see Suicide Machines one time. It was so good because it was like real intimate. Everybody went home. This was another one of those like really weird bills, you know what I mean? Like the lineup was okay. This was like a 5 for 5 show at the Webster in Hartford. If anybody knows the Webster, um, but it was like 5 bands for $5, I believe. Or no, no, it was a Vans off the wall. It was Vans off the wall. Um, Headliners were Suicide Machines, I believe, like Stabbing Westward or something like that. Um, Avenged Sevenfold, and I'm gonna have to look this one up too. But my point is that everybody went home during Stabbing Westward, and then Avenged Sevenfold came on, and there was like nobody. There was probably like a dozen people, and Avenged Sevenfold put on like an amazing show. They were really tight live. Like it was early in their career. I think they only had Sounding the Seventh Trumpet. You know what I mean? They didn't have whatever album that was like a crossover hit where they became like mainstream. They were still like very, I don't want to say very underground because they were headlining bands off the wall, but like, they're pretty underground. And I wasn't sure what to expect because you listen to the album and it's so tight and it's like, is this just like the production of it? Like, did they speed it up after? No, no, no. They played it like that live. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy how tight and skilled it all was. But nobody saw it. There's only like a dozen people there. But here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. So Avenged Sevenfold finishes for a dozen people, and like 9 or 10 of those dozen people then proceed to leave. And then it's Suicide Machines, and it's like two of us in the audience. You know what I mean? It was like the most empty I've ever seen the Webster in my life. And Suicide Machines put on they like came out and saw that there was nobody there and they said we're gonna play on the floor instead of the stage, and you know what I mean, they like we helped them move the drum set down, and you know what I mean, and they were just on the floor with the couple of us, and it was great passing the mic around. I got to sing the only Suicide Machine songs I knew, you know the one song I knew from Tony Hawk. But they were good, and I got to appreciate um, more of their what's it called catalog, thanks to that little intimate show. Uh, the dude, it's true. The rumors are true. We are just getting started over here. I'm reminiscing about concerts I've seen with strange mixes. You know what I mean? Where you get a weird mix of acts in there, and you know what I mean. Half the people are there for one thing, and half the people are there for something else, and there's like very little overlap. You know what I mean? Um, like if they would have like any ICP stuff at a Warp Tour, you know what I'm saying? You ever see that? It's like where are all these freaking juggalos coming from? And it's like they're on their way to go see Twisted or something at the stage over there, and then you don't see them again after. It's just like really weird. Um, anyways, more memories that could drink, you know? Freaking thinking back to like Warped Tour 2003 or something. Oh, here for one thing. You want to know the question of the day? So the question of the day is usually a Sunday tradition, but for you, Flippy Darkpaw, um, I'm gonna ask, what's let me think about this. Like an Irish folk band opening for Pantera. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's the most memorable concert you've ever seen? You know, what's one that you'll hold near and dear? And you know, if you have multiple answers, go ahead and give me multiple answers. I'll tell you right now, for me, the easy one is the first concert I ever went to. My mom brought me to Oakdale in where's the Oakdale? Wallingford? I think it's in Wallingford, Connecticut, out in the woods, um, to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire and Average White Band opened. It was awesome. So good. Earth, Wind, and Fire was amazing, dude. Like, so much energy. You know what I mean? This would have been probably 98, something like that. We're talking a long time ago. You make deliveries near the Oak all the time? Nice. Oh, yeah, it was so good. It was a school night, too. I think I was in seventh grade, sixth or seventh. That was really cool. So for me, I think that's my most memorable. But I used to go to a ton of concerts. You know what I mean? I think it's a young adult thing, right? You have a job, you have income, but you don't really have like all the bills yet. So it's like there's this kind of period of oh, I'm gonna go do stuff. I'm gonna go see stuff. Um, it's hard to imagine now. I don't know if it's the bills or the ticket prices or the the fees associated with those ticket prices, whatever it is. It's just like it's not usually on my agenda anymore, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe that'll change this summer. Maybe I'll go see a concert for old time's sake. But yeah, been reminiscing about a ton of good ones today, right? Where am I? I'm like totally disoriented in this cave right now. I'm just gonna go back. Okay, now I know where I am. I kind of knew where I was before, but now I really know where I am. But yeah, every Sunday we do a question of the day, and it was a good one this past one. It was an EverQuest one, right? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, if it was if you could fix or add a bug, right? That's what it was. If you could unpatch a single bug and add it back to the game, what would you add? I think for me it was page quake or whatever, where you use a earth shake page shake, where you use a earth shaker and rampage. It would have been like a Lucklin era warrior exploit where you would proc earthquake multiple times at once. The more things you pulled, the more damage you could do to all of them. So you could pull a whole zone and kill them all. You saw a concert earlier this month. Most memorable has to be Metallica and Guns N' Roses. A couple shows before it stopped. Oh yeah, that sounds definitely memorable. I bet they put on a epic show. Big names like that. As far as epic shows, I mentioned earlier that Project Revolution thing. Seeing Linkin Park was kind of mind blowing. Like I was familiar with Linkin Park. I was never like, I don't think I ever bought any of their albums or had any shirts or anything like that. But they were, they're on the radio. Everybody knew Linkin Park. So, um, I was probably mostly there to see some of the smaller stage stuff like MOP, Mike V and the Rats, some obscure stuff. Revert back to all pre-nerf. Yeah, nice. Wasted brain cells. That would be awesome. We just need a fresh server. That's all we need. And we'll go back to pre-nerf one for a little bit again. Um, shit. Oh yeah. So um, back in the day, I might have been the type of kid to leave early, be like, oh, I don't care about Lincoln Park. I'm just gonna leave. But I didn't. I stuck around. I'm so glad I did because they put on such a good show. It must have cost so much for all the lights and the platforms and all this. It was just like really, really impressive setup, you know. Corn too, obviously, like big headliners. They're gonna have big shows, but once this would have been about 21 years ago again. Um, I seen it would have been Dropkick Murphys, Weezer, and the Foo Fighters. So I'm at the Bridgeport Arena, and Weezer Weezer's show was amazing. Like the again, all you got to do is put a million lights in front of me, and I'm going to be impressed by it, obviously. But they have like a million lights, and it was just crazy. It was just the way they had all their setup. Like I remember, like there was like this one tall platform, like the guitar player was like up there doing a solo at one point. I don't even know how he got up there. Like it was all crazy. There's this very impressive looking. Yeah, pre-nerf nurse server only benefits people who can grind for days. Yeah, pretty much. Unless it's Red 99. Last time they left the legacy stuff in so long because they like forgot we existed. Like it should not have been in for as long as it was. But yeah, you're right for the most part. All right, let's keep the buffs up. You know, better safe than sorry. It's the PvP server after all, and there is another player in the zone. Keeping my head on a swivel over here. And the fact that they're still in the zone, makes me think they're probably on their way here. It's not that big of a zone. You'd be in and out if you're just passing through. Hey, Grimlost, you're the best. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. I hope your day goes so good. Amazingly, even. Happy Thursday. Every Thursday we rise and grind. I got the Glurky mug today. Dink. All right. Oh, yeah. XP's moving over here. I wonder where this other player's at. No, they're gone. They did pass through. Well, well. I gotta go check on Winnie. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but that was her. She just like howled. She's at her food dish, so I know what she wants. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, we got her some new food, and she loves it. Chester loves it too, but it stinks. You know, it's like kibble, but the smell of it. You think you just opened a fresh can of this the chunky slops. It's just the stinkiest kibble it's ever stunk. But they love it, you know. She's zooming around now. Anyways, reminiscing about concerts. I used to go to concerts all the time. Almost every weekend I would try to be at one. You know what I mean? I can't imagine it nowadays. But this was back when like they would do stuff like 5 bands for $5, and that was it. You'd pay $5 and you were in the door. You went to Rhode Island for a Fall Out Boy concert before they got huge. Left tickets at home. Your mom had to drive and meet you halfway. Turned out to be the quintessential young adult experience, fresh out of a coming of age movie, jumping the barriers and getting right. That's the thing about a good coming of age movie. You know what I mean? It really is like real life. Um, that's an awesome movie, and shout out to Mom Dukes driving you the tickets, meeting you halfway with the tickets. One of those things where you probably were like, these are so important, I gotta put them somewhere safe, and then you put them somewhere so safe that you didn't even bring them. I know the feeling. I do that with I do that with stuff all the time. Be like, this is important. I don't want to lose this. Let me put this somewhere stupid, and then find it like 2 years later. Like, there's that thing that I needed so bad and couldn't find. It was so important. I had to lose it. Um, yeah, it sounds like a great memory. Fallout Boy in Rhode Island, huh? So I was thinking about concerts. Thinking about concerts. One of uh one of my most memorable. It was the Used again. We're talking the same era, right? Like it was the early 2000s. Um, seeing the Used at the Webster. They headlined. Who opened for them? I think it was a pretty unknown My Chemical Romance and a totally unknown Story of the Year. If I'm correct on that's what I'm thinking of. But anyways, it was such peak. Whatever that type of music was, it was like absolute peak that music hours. And the reason I remember it so well right now, like looking back on it, it's like not really a good thing. It was kind of like a cringe, like, "Are you all right, bro?" moment. But it was also kind of iconic, right? So I don't know if you remember the Used, but it almost seemed like their gimmick was the singer was like always sick. Like he'd be like freaking puking off drugs and stuff. And that happened. That happened at that show. It was like very authentic. It was like shredded and puking. You know what I mean? It was real big that hours. Yeah. Yep. But that happened. They came out really late and he was in bad shape and he was fucking puking all over himself and they played all their hits, both their hits, whatever it was, and that was it. I couldn't wait to see him again, and I did. I saw them every time they came around in that era because it was the moment. But there was one time, it's the Prestige. Yeah, yeah. There was one time I really wanted to see Coheed and Cambria, and I couldn't. I was like busy that night or something, whatever it was, or the tickets sold out, whatever it was, I couldn't go. And I was like the angstiest teen that ever angsted over this. You know what I mean? Like it was, what a bummer. I think it was Thrice, Thursday, Coheed and Cambria. I I was born to be at that. The singer from Hawthorne Heights used to always throw up from. Yeah, that was the era. You know what I mean? Um, I remember speaking of the era. This was also the era where you would like copy CDs. You know what I mean? So you could like exchange them with your friends. And I remember getting a copy of Blood Brothers, and it sounded like Cartman. Remember that? It was like some Cartman screamo shit. Um, I don't know why I'm just remembering that, but I remember thinking that was hilarious. Like popping that in, not knowing what to expect, and hearing like what sounded like Cartman on as the singer. And I was just like, what? I don't know. I don't know if anybody remembers them. For context, the other I don't know why I remember this so well, but the other CD that I got in that exchange would have been Boys Night Out, right? Blood Brothers and Boys Night Out would have been side by side, right? The good old days. Um, anyways, deep cuts. What else? I remember, okay, here's a memorable concert. I remember one time being a little disappointed. When I was probably a freshman in high school, Dave Matthews Band came to again the Meadows. Almost all my stories take place at the same place. It's called the Meadows, and it was back in these days next to the dump. Now the dump is like capped, and there's like rolling hills of grass within sight. But it used to be an open dump, right? So, anyways, in the middle of the open dump was the place called the Meadows, basically, and outdoor venue, pavilion, etc., multiple stages. Um, but anyway, Dave Matthews Band played at the Meadows, and there was like a riot. People were flipping cars and lighting stuff on fire. It was like complete chaos, and like everybody who went to it was like telling all these crazy stories about how shit popped off at the Dave Matthews concert. So, anyways, the next year rolls around. Dave Matthews is coming back to the Meadows. You better believe I got myself a ticket, not even knowing Dave Matthews, not caring about Dave Matthews. I wanted to see some riot. I wanted to see some cars get flipped. I wanted some madness. And it was not. It was not madness at all. It was I don't know if you guys know Dave Matthews Band, but it's some very chill stuff. I don't know how there was a riot there in the first place. But that was kind of memorable for me as far as like not being what I expected and not living up to my expectations. But I mean, they were talented or whatever, you know. Heard some real chill songs, that make you want to wear some khakis and put on a polo shirt, Maybe play some tennis or something. I don't know. I don't know what Dave Matthews fans do, but it made me want to do all that. Hacky sack. You know what? I probably did have a hacky sack, come to think of it. But speaking of riots at the Meadows, so famously there actually was one. Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang Clan played there in the early 90s. Maybe it was like 93 or something like that. And famously had Things Go Sideways, and there was some kind of rioting going on. But I was just a little kid. I only know the legend of that. You were at the year after the riots. You were there too. You were waiting for it to pop off, and it never happened. I know. I was feeling that. Flippy Darkpaw. That's so funny that you were. We were in the same boat for that. Man, come on, man. It should have been nuts. But what else? Okay. So speaking of riots at the Meadows, so Rage Against the Machine and Wu Tang Clan, like things did pop off there, but that was before my time. But actually, it was an Ozfest or a Hellfest. I don't remember which one. It was probably 2005 or 2006. Um, they had wet the field down for hold on, let me try to break this charm. They wet the field down to prevent fires or something like that. But as previously mentioned, this place was in the middle of like an open trash dump. And I don't know if it used to also be dump. Whatever it was, when they wet the field down, like trash started coming up through the grass, and it got really muddy also. And anyways, what band was it? It was something with mud in the name. It was Puddle of Mud or Mud Vein or something like that came on the main stage, and people started like throwing mud, and then like I think Iron Maiden came on and like played a song about mud or dirt or something like that. Whatever it was, like it was like a war. People were throwing clumps of grass and mud and muddy garbage and just like everybody was throwing it at each other. It was like kind of some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I think they now that I think about it, I think it was Ozfest, and I think Ozfest never came back to Hartford after that. Um, Might have been Hellfest. It was one of the two, but that was crazy and kind of at some moments I don't want to say scary, like I was scared, but like frightening, as in like this is a lot of people acting up. You know what I mean? You get thousands of people acting up in one spot. It's like, okay, this is kind of dangerous. But it was fun also. I was a young adult. Anyways, that's just some memorable concert moments, I guess. Let's see here. Shit, this bubble went fast because we're not in a hell level anymore. Everything's coming up Millhouse. But yeah, Flippy Darkpaw, I'm glad you're here. Every Thursday morning, like clockwork, I'm here. Every Sunday, all day, if you find the time, and you want to pop in and say hi, I always appreciate it. And now Tuesday, it's just an afternoon show, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern, which is almost the opposite time as this one. But it's nice, see different people on a Tuesday than I see on a Thursday usually, And Sunday, hopefully I see everybody on Sunday, 'cause that's the big one. That's the good one. I used to make the analogy that the Thursday morning stream is like the wrapper, and the Sunday stream is like the whole popsicle and the stick. The main course, if you will. I wish I could wake up my own pet, you know, punch it real quick. Hey, 'cause I did mesmerize it. There we go. Um, I will admit I have not played Pantheon yet this week at all. Just it didn't it didn't strike me this week. I didn't get the itch, but it's still installed. So, don't count it out yet. You might still see me log on Pantheon sometime, but I gotta feel it. I gotta feel like I want it. You haven't played for a bit either. It has its moments. I think it needs some work too. A few of the buggy features could maybe get worked out a little bit. But I appreciate the effort. Was watching Logan play Ardulin. What's the name of that game? It used to be Evercraft Online, but now it's a Drooling Online Adventure or something. I don't know. The bugs and the drama kind of soured it. Yeah, honestly, I don't like the way they handled some of that stuff. You know what I mean? Their official announcements always rub me the wrong way. Like they could have maybe used a little bit better PR. Okay. Trying to figure out what I want to drop here. Always, I guess bronze. You haven't uninstalled, but no desire to play at this time. Yeah, who knows? Maybe sometime this weekend or something. We both get the urge, but yeah, there's so many games out there, so little time. Um, like Flippy Darkpaw was saying, I'm probably gonna be playing some Dungeon Keeper too before I end up back on Pantheon. But as far as the Tuesday stream goes, I do owe uh Goku but Stronger a little play session with the game he was talking about. Um, we had a vote, and he won the vote to pick the game, and the game he picked was kind of a large download, so I had to take a rain check on it. Gotta move the bar on your baby red guy. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing about Red 99. It's always here for you when you get around to it. You're just in time. Oh boy, that's junk. Yeah, Red 99 goals. I'm glad you bring that up, the dude. I got some goals too. I want to get Ruby Rod up to 49 so I can start casting Allure. I want to get Orc Friend his full suit of Umbral Plate from Plane of Fear so I can de-level him back to 15 where he belongs. It's mostly for the fashion. Okay, the stats are nice too, but the fashion is the real draw for me. Those are my biggest goals. Nui and Timden both finished their Chardock rings, the Dzoc band, whatever, the Regal band. So I guess Spirit Racked Cord would be my next goal there. I want to finish in Cleric Epic. I want to finish Clementia's Epic, right? We got a good start on Clementia's Epic already. Got one of the hardest drops for that recently as a team. Yeah, once you get to 40, you'll definitely be hanging with the boys. Can't wait. Um, if you get around to, logging in, you want a little power level, I don't mind. But if you want to do it, if you want to grind it the old-fashioned way, you want to taste the sweat, feel this sting of sweat in your eyes as you, kite these things yourself. That's cool too. I respect it. But if you really live that life enough, you don't mind a little PL to get you to 40, make that happen. I'm just an EverQuest enjoyer. I'm always down to enjoy some EverQuest, no matter how. Okay, let me put a little asterisk next to that because I know um, there's supposedly a server coming out tomorrow, and I like to say that I'm an EverQuest enjoyer, but I'm not planning on enjoying any EverQuest on this server unless they, fundamentally change their view on pay to win. I can't go for that. So I won't be playing that server. I'm gonna be sleeping easy on Friday night. I don't need to. I don't need to stay up late grinding nothing. It's not for me. I'll play the next legit PvP server. Hey, Flippy Darkpaw, I'm so happy to see you this morning. I missed you. You know where to find me. You know where, you know when. Thursday morning, Sunday morning, Tuesday/Tuesday afternoon. That's the new one. So I'll hopefully see you then. Peace out, buddy. Oh, that's my pet. I'm about to tash my pet. Yes. Yes, I can't wait. I got big plans for Sunday. Always. Always do a big Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025 all year long. We have no targets. I guess he'll kill us. All right. Oh, I don't have clarity enough. What am I doing with my life? You ever mean to go to a concert and then forget? It happened to me a few years ago. Actually, time flies. It's more than a few years ago now. But once I was counting down the days. Um, it was going to be UB40 and the Whalers were coming to New Haven. And I couldn't wait. I was literally counting down the days. It was a week away. I'm like, okay, 7 days away, 6 days away, 5 days away. Oh, it's tomorrow. I can't wait. And then the day comes and I totally spaced out, forget it exists. And then the day after that, I'm like, no, I missed it, you know? And Bunny Whaler passed away like the next year. So that would have been, I mean, I've seen the Whalers since then. They were amazing, absolutely amazing. Saw them at a free show downtown Hartford, like literally downtown. Like they were just playing State House Square. Just they had an outdoor stage set up and it was free, just so free. It was great. But anyway, I really wanted to see UB40 with the Whalers. I think they were like playing like together, like not just like two separate groups, but like UB40 and the Whalers. You know what I mean? Like I wish I seen that. Wish I seen it. I feel a lot of regret about missing that one. Honestly. When I thought of that topic of shows that you wish you made it to, um, I had another one in mind. I can't think of it now. Well, I said that when I was an angsty teen, I wanted to see Thrice, Thursday, and Coheed and Cambria, and the tickets sold out, and I was, you know, kick the angst up a whole nother notch. But like all these years later, looking back on it, it's like I seen all those bands. You know what I mean? Like seeing all three together would have been cool, but like at least I saw all three of those. Um, but I never seen UB40. Wow, XP's been flying this morning. That's the way to do it. You know what I mean? You got to get up early. You got to brew some coffee or whatever gets you up in the morning. For me, it's coffee. Brew a pot of coffee. Turn the computer on, and just kind of lose myself in the world of NORAD. One of my favorite things, early morning NORAD, looking back on it. I miss the Fabled events. I remember the first time Fableds were added to the game, for the EverQuest anniversary. It'd be a couple weeks or maybe even a few weeks where, you know, they would replace certain names that would have the chance to swap the Fabled version of that name, which were much higher level, much stronger, but they would drop, you know, gear that was upgraded. Like uh, the first time they did it, it was all classic zones and names. And then the next time they added Kunark, and then, uh, they kept going from there, I would assume. I think the last Fabled event I was ever present for was when they added Lucklin Fabled, so it would have been the third year of Fabled. But anyway, that was one of those things where it was like I played on a blue server. So when I say hotly contested, I mean there would be a line to get it, slash it would be camp, you know what I mean? You'd have to try again later or whatever. You know what I mean? It wasn't your turn. But you get up early in the morning, you might get there first, get in line, set the line for the day. You know what I mean? It was probably the highest priority for me to get up early would be like on a fabled day, you know? Something just talking about getting up early to play EQ, thinking about getting up early to play EQ. For me, it brings back memories of trying to farm fabled, honestly. Um, it's one of those things, you know? That's the worm for the early birds back in my day. Anyways, where's Crack at? Oh, okay. Let me just kill it. Don't need to charm it. Let me give fresh augmentation to Crack over here. Nice. I'll be right back real quick. Okay, I just looked it up. Remember I was talking about a Vans Off the Wall tour? It was not Stabbing Westward. It was Western Wastes was the name of the band that everybody left during. I feel like they had some radio hit, you know what I mean? Like I think people heard that one song and they're like, all right, cool, and then left. Whatever it was. I don't know if everybody was there to see them or they just weren't feeling it. Whatever it was. I'm looking at the tour info for it, and it's kind of confusing the way they organize it. It's like certain dates thing. It was kind of a rotating schedule of what groups were there. According to the schedule, Avenged Sevenfold wouldn't have been there, but Avenged Sevenfold was definitely there. I remember that. So things must have changed after the announcement. Okay, no, second. This it would have been the second leg. Suicide Machines, Avenged Sevenfold, The Unseen, and Western Waste. I don't even remember seeing The Unseen. Um, I feel like Death by Stereo was there, which would have been the third leg. But that means I would have seen TSOL, and I did not see TSOL. Never seen TSOL. That would have been cool. Some OGs. Anyways, somewhere between the second and third leg of Vans Off the Wall Tour 2003. Anyways, ancient history. I should probably hit a vendor. Moving sluggish. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to the ogre vendors. Okay. Well, everybody that's been hanging out this morning, we're just getting started over here. But this time, I mean, just getting started to, enter that final phase of the stream. That phase where we're going to go find another channel to raid, in a couple minutes. So this is your fair warning. If you want to help me pick the raid this morning, whether it's to your own channel or whatever, uh, you know, let's coordinate that. Get with me right now. We'll make it happen. Or if you just want to suggest a raid, I added a new channel point redemption, right? The point value on it might be a little steep. Maybe I'll lower the point value because I want people to use it. I don't want it to be like prohibitively expensive channel point wise, but I forget what they call it, like direct the raid or something like that. Basically, it's exactly that. You tell me who to raid. If you do that, well, I'm gonna have to listen. I don't think I'll have a choice, but I don't want it to be prohibitively expensive. If I went a little steep on the point cost on that one, let me know. I'll fix it. But that being said, I certainly enjoy EverQuest. I'm an EverQuest enjoyer through and through. If you're like me and you enjoy EverQuest, then you definitely don't want to miss Sunday because it's the Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025. Every Sunday, all year long, right here. Big League Chewy channel on twitch.tv. And if you're watching this, the replay on YouTube, hey, thank you for that. Why don't you leave a smiley emoji followed by a winking emoji in the comments of YouTube, right? So I know that you heard me say this. Um, Either that or I'll be like, why is this person winking at me? This is so weird. Um, what else? What else? Yeah, Thursday, Rise and Grind. That's what we're doing right now. It goes from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. So it is what it is, right? We get up early. Got to make time for EverQuest in the real world here. So I get up so early, too early. The alarm goes off, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? And I'm like, oh yeah, because I enjoy EverQuest. Well, and like Fippy Darkpaw, I rise, I howl, I gurr, I bark, I curse all humans, and I charge the gates of Kanos. You know, it's just how we do it. And then Sunday, Swamp Tiger Splash Fest, as previously mentioned, there'll be question of the day. Maybe it'll be a special theme. Not always, but maybe. You'll have to tune in and see. But one thing it always is it's a long one, right? We go hard all day, put in like 7 hours in the Pixel Factory. Clock in, grind it out, and make some friends, have a few laughs. The dude will be there as seen right here in chat. I can't wait, honestly. Maybe we'll get a group going. Maybe we'll get some power levels going. Maybe we'll J-boot some viewers. Whatever. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen on Sunday Swamp Splash Fest 2025 every Sunday. And then Tuesday, right? I gotta mention Tuesday like extra because that's the new one, right? Maybe it's not drilled into your head yet. So let me say it one more time. Tuesday, right? 4 p.m. Eastern. Um, who knows what? Is it going to be an EverQuest stream? It might not be. If you see me playing a game that's not EverQuest, listen, don't fear. I didn't like forget about EverQuest. I didn't uninstall EverQuest. Oh, EverQuest will be here for me. Every Thursday morning, every Sunday morning, right? Purely EverQuest enjoyment. Tuesday, who knows? It's up in the air. It could be anything. It could even be EverQuest, but it'll probably be some sort of variety. Gotta sample all the games. There's so many games out there. Gotta sample them. But that being said, everybody who's been hanging out this morning, thank you so much. You make every Thursday rise and grind fun and enjoyable time for me. It can be lonely out here on this server. So to be not talking to myself, it feels good. I appreciate you. Couldn't do it without you. And there is a link in the About Me, right, to the Discord. It's called The Swamp. Come on down. The water's fine. Consider this your personal invitation. And I have a YouTube channel. It's also linked there in the About Me. And if you haven't made your way to the YouTube channel yet, well, what are you waiting for? It has all the replays, and it has some exclusive content every now and then. So that being said, let's go lead a raid, right? That's how we finish. We finish off strong every morning or every stream with with a raid. Who do we got? Here we go. We got somebody playing solo self-found barbarian warrior on the green server. Show them some love. It looks like they might be a German language streamer. So, show them some love either way. Their name's Roleplay Portal. I'm not familiar with them. Who knows? Maybe it's their first stream. Let's find out. Show them some love. They're not playing the PvP server, but that's fine. We're all EverQuest enjoyers here. Different ways to enjoy EverQuest. Looks like they're AFK actually. Hmm. Hmm. Well, let's find somebody that's not AFK. Sorry, guy. Who's streaming EverQuest? Let's see what we got here. Here we go. We got this guy. Emotional damage bard. Show some love. They're playing I don't know what server this is. Let's find out. Let's find out what server this is. Everybody that's been hanging out, thank you so much. And shout out to Glurky, Glurky mug. If you guys don't know, go find out. But yeah, I'll see you guys Sunday, bright and early. Can't wait. Peace.